spots that are close at hand. The open road is calling loud and clear. Miles of freedom stretching far and near. At the Outsiders Roadhouse we will stay. Fill it up before we ride away through the desert heat or city lights, trucking through Australian days and nights.
Hello YouTube, Brad back for another Aussie trucking adventure. Coming to you live from our yard in northwest Sydney. She's a foggy old Melbourne morning this morning. Sydney I should say. We're off to a good start. But hooking up a trailer here. I'll just put you down for a minute so I don't look too stupid walking around with a camera in my hand. But we've got this trailer on. We're going to head up to Newcastle, and a bit of a repeat from an earlier episode that I've done with carting Australian made steel out of Newcastle, the port of Newcastle. Mainly because recent news, the steel mill there is getting shut down, and once it closes, that'll be end of mild steel production in New South Wales at all. It'll be all coming in from China or wherever else they make it in Australia. So before we get to that, thank you very much for pressing play. It's there is an overabundance of content out there at the moment. I heard the other day people normally get about a week's worth of content recommended to them a day on their feeds and that on YouTube, and our podcasts will be the same. I've got podcasts that I really enjoy listening to, but they're banking up with having the time to be able to listen to it, and how long they are and whatever else. So trying to get the videos down a little bit. If you want the longer form videos, you can join the members and head over and join the Offsiders Roadhouse and get some extra content, longer videos. I think there was one that was over 2 hours, mucking around Sydney. Not as foggy then, though. But anyway, we're going to head north. We're going to go up over the Hawkesbury, back up the M1 through the northern part of the Blue Mountains there. Just stunning countryside. Built in the 1960s, that freeway, and it's still doing a good job for the most part, unlike more of the northern sections. But cruise up the M1, Wyong, we'll get into Newcastle, and yeah, I don't know yet. I only learnt last time I was up there last week that it's shutting down. I'm not quite sure what the time frame is on that, but I'll find out today when that is, because there'll be one run we won't get to do anymore. So what's about that sun's in a prick of a spot there. We'll go mobile again. Probably was too. It's probably a complete waste of footage. So anyway, we'll crack on north. We do have a tarp, so we won't have the issues we had. Poor old Diesel Smurf's looking a bit dirty again. She was washed last week, and yeah, I didn't get a chance to get it home over the weekend because it was getting its sea service, major service, so they had it for the weekend, and I didn't get to wash it. But there's some trailers getting parked up here now. There were two A trailers hooked up as B triples. They've gone, but there's still $3 here, so yeah. Anyway, bloody road trains. You all the members know how much I love road trains. So anyway, we'll get up to Newcastle and I'll touch base with you there. not going to lie, it's not going to be a sad day when we don't have to come here anymore. Oh, good on you in the K&S. Oh, in you go. You're not allowed to turn left from the street, that's why I had to just go and do a U-bolt. He's just turn left off the street. Bit hard seeing past this U-turn sign. But then again, I suppose it does say you got to turn left when you come out of the joint too, but if there's no traffic, you just go straight across and start heading north. But what's he done? He's rushed in here to get ahead of me. Only to be held up anyway. So again, this is the Oztube Mills in Mayfield North, northern Newcastle. Soon to be no more. Apparently, and I'm only just going off what I've heard. If there's someone knows, throw it in the comments. You'll be able to inform the rest of us. But it's apparently a $5 billion redevelopment of the site. I'm very surprised the government didn't just sell it off and send in the high-rise crews, get as many people living in here and as many ratepayers as they can to make some more money. But then again, part of that $5 billion, $1 billion of that would have to be just clean the joint up, decommissioning. The amount of asbestos on site would have to be phenomenal, being something built back in the 50s or earlier. Which also is probably why they don't why they wouldn't be able to build on it either, because it'd just take, you'd have to dig a significant crater out just to get back to some clean material if the ocean didn't start coming in first. But we'll get this weighbridge docket and get around and see what the lineup's going to be ahead of us. I've got a stink suspicion there's going to be a few trucks around here already. One last look around the joint. They have been moving some gas infrastructure in here and stockpiling it. Brand new tanks over there against that warehouse. I don't know what. I think someone said it was going to be they were putting a big, either not gas refinery, but a big gas, probably a gas export thing. The amount of history that's here, all these refrigerated containers over there, they're all new, they've all been brought in here. But even with what happens on the site now, we take steel out of this top corner and steel coil comes in and out of the top corner. I think it's just stored here, but apart from that, it is definitely, and the coiled up Rio that's over here on our left, right. And as much as it's going to be sad to see all the buildings and that gone, they're not mango trees, whatever, are they a fig? No. These trees would have been planted back when the joint was built as well, and you just got these shady promenades in between all the buildings. The big root systems sticking out of the ground, much like you do get up in Queensland and that. Again, comment section, any herbicologists, tree ecologists watching. That I'm sure someone local, Denver, if you're watching, you'll know what these things are. But nice little part of the scenery that I'm sure if there's some way of keeping them, they will. Depends if they're native or not. If they're not native, they'll go. But I don't know if it extends out there into the infrabuild mesh side of things as well, where we went with the start of like the last video, what we showed you in here. Because if it is from here all the way into the port, it's going to be a massive project. But as you'll see, like a lot of the site's fallen into disrepair, mainly just because the roofs, the gutters, all that stuff's asbestos ridden. If there's a building not being used, they're not going to spend the money to repair it. It just falls into disrepair. So there's no one at the tarping shed, so that's a plus. Truck in front of us, and he's backed up, which means there's probably trucks in front of him. 2, oh yeah, we're 5 trucks deep with a 5th truck. And that's going to be the norm. I'm glad I stopped in Wyong and got some Hungry Jacks on the way up, because they're 20 to 1 now. You can only fit 2 trucks over there where they're parked, so we're going to stay over here out of the way. Yeah, no, by the time we park next to that 90, we're going to be sticking out too far, so we'll go and make ourselves known. I probably won't film much of the loading. I kind of a little bit got into trouble last time for filming inside the shed, so just because it's inside you can't see it from the public from outside, so I won't film any of that. If you do want to see how this magnetic gantry lifting device works, go back and check out Australian Made Steel. I think it's the 2nd video I did start with the new company, but yeah, she gonna be a wait. She gonna be a wait. Alright, let's get into it. While waiting to get in there, just having a spot of lunch or a spot of a snack. Real easy and cheap. Pack of these are Ritz pepper crackers, biscuits, and just made up my own little charcuterie thing. $6 for a slab of cheese, a block of cheese, and $6 for a little, but that'd be a 6-inch knob of salami. But definitely fills the spot when you're out enjoying the trucking life. You can have a little trucking snack while you're at it. Sorry, I thought you meant just move up. must say, unlike the Volvo, having 4 horns up on the roof definitely gives her a little bit of a toot. So yeah, this is all pretty much just being used for downgrade storage at the moment. There's a heap of it over there. I wish I could put another load of it on, just strap it and go, no need to tarp whatsoever, but we have our 16, oh we've got 17 straps on. We've gone a little bit overboard, but if the straps are there, I don't mind using them. It takes an extra minute to wind the extra straps up. Doesn't worry me that much. So, it's funny, the first time I come here and got shown this tarping machine, I thought, wow, all the steel joints are going to have this, and I haven't seen it at a single one anywhere else. Someone probably spent a lot of money and a lot of time engineering this thing, and they built it and then decided, no, that costs too much money. We'll just use the cranes to drag the tarps over the load, and then they can go outside and do up the ropes there. So I'm actually surprised there aren't more dents on the side of it, dings and everything else from people running into it. It's a bit of a tight little tunnel you got to line up for, but it's especially fun when you got a drop deck with ramps, trying to get the tarp up over the back of it. But at least the wind's cooled down a bit. I was hoping to get the drone up as we exit the place, but where's the end of it? There, so we've got to go forward a bit. About there, I reckon. And now the fun begins. Loaded. I thought, bugger it, I'll show you one lot of steel going on there. It's in the bloody opening credits. If they were so upset about it, then maybe they would have said something by now, but anyway. So, loaded, start the long tarping process. They make it tight getting out past that beam. But we're going to pull over here. We're going to go back in and give our other driver a bit of a quick hand. I'll take you for a quick walk around. There's some proud moments, there's some not so proud moments. Yeah. Unfortunately, once again, we're going to be leaving in the dark. Bloody believable. So it might be the highest load I've ever had on. I knew it's only a 40-foot tarp and not a 45-footer, so we do have some clearance issues at the front. That is not my proudest moment, but on the plus side, it completely goes down to the rope rail either side. Now, I went down to the rope rail on this side and tied it down, and then used the other side as an anchor. Same, not my proudest moment, but at least it's going to keep the water out of the back and the spray. But tied the bottom of the tarp down and just went on the first rings there to tie it down a bit tighter, and that'll get us home and hosed. Unfortunately though, we aren't going home. I'll go and help old mate finish his tarp, and we'll come back to finish out the video earlier than I expected to. Oh yeah, I got a couple of ropes done with him, but he's only got to go back to Sydney tonight, where my plan has completely changed, and that's why this video is not as long as it should be. Two major things have happened. One, I found out the place isn't closing down until the end of the year, so they said November, half the staff are going to be laid off, and then you'll have the December Christmas holidays, which Merry Christmas to half of those employees, and then after Christmas the skeleton crew will clean out what's left here, and then they're going to move in and start changing stuff. Apparently it's going to be a green steel plant now, so I can only imagine that means half the quality and double the cost, but we don't have to worry about that. So chances are we're going to be in here a few more times, which now brings me to a hard decision. Do I just cut what I've got now and then try and redo it later, or do I leave it as it is? I did want to leave here during the day. I did want to have the drone up during the day. I tried to put it up before, but the light's just too low. I thought you'd be able to follow the truck on the screen, but no, it's too dark to do it, and I don't want to lose the drone or have it fly off, especially when there's oh, that's a mind blank. F-35s. When there's F-35s flying around, granted it's not going to be that high, but I'd love to send it out over the docks there, but that's not going to happen this trip. So the other thing that's happened is the roster come through while we were tarping. I thought I was going back to Sydney and then going to load a trailer in the morning, but no, apparently someone's loaded my trailer today, the float. I'm taking this steel back to Sydney, where it will most likely get put together as a road train to head for Melbourne whenever. And tonight I am hooking that trailer up and heading north to Brisbane. Brisbane trip number 4. Yippee, yippee, yay. So I didn't start filming this trip to then go on and film a Brisbane trip. I had no idea I was doing that. At 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night, you're going to Brisbane. That's fantastic. So I've got no hope in hell of getting there tonight. We'll go down to Sydney. We'll probably get back up. Might stop at the BP Beresfield and have a shower on the way through, and then we'll start heading north through Heather Brae and up the Pacific until we find a decent parking bay that's off the road and has a smaller chance of being involved in an incident and spend the night there. Try and be off the road by 10:30 at the latest. I'm not a night owl. I'm done by then. There's a rare occasion. Last Friday night I pushed through till midnight just to get home, but that's not something I want to be doing every night, and it's definitely not something I want to be doing at the end of the week when you've been on the road all week. So that's what the plan is now. So again, if you do want to see what happens in Brisbane, go over and join up as a member, because I'll most likely film. I haven't filmed anything else for the members this week, so that Brisbane trip will most likely be what they see next, or they'll see it first, because it'll come out before this video does, because of the wacky and nonsensical method of filming and releasing videos that I have. The members would know, and we're talking about that being hit in a parking bay. As I was mentioned before, you might have seen the images somewhere or heard somewhere, but the members know. What was that? Tuesday morning at 6:15, BP Marool and northbound. Someone decided to not go wide enough around where all us trucks were lined up, and I don't even know what you'd call that. Sideswiped, grazed the back of my trailer. Anyway, it hit. So it would have had to be in a road train or a B double. Surely a single wouldn't have bloody done that, but I definitely felt the bump. It shook the cab. Anyone knows getting loaded by over-exaggerated, over-enthusiastic forklift operator knows you only got to bang the trailer a little bit and it reverberates all the way through the truck and makes the cab shake. Well, the cab shook. I was awake. I laid in bed for a minute thinking, what the hell was that? Because I couldn't hear a truck beside me. I couldn't hear anything. I eventually looked at my watch and noted the time and climbed out to, I looked out the window and couldn't see a truck beside me, and thought, well, it was about an hour before the alarm was supposed to go off, so yeah, great, 5 hours sleep for the night. But, I'll just get out and do this way bridge. Put the brakes on before we get out, of course. Before the light goes out, it's going to anyway. 42.18 tonne of steel. A grade, first grade, top quality, whatever you want to call it, steel. Click, clack, front and back. We'll get you back out the front here. Oh, come on, why isn't it going? So, what was that squirrel? Well, yeah, and the board up here is saying 42.3, but anyway. Bugger. Where were we at? Oh, getting hit. So, yeah. I've rolled over and thought I would have had no hope of getting back to sleep for an hour anyway, and I thought I wouldn't be able to sleep knowing that at any moment someone might have knocked on the door. Maybe not so much the dude that done it, but maybe someone in another truck that watched it and wanted to come over and say, hey, I just seen ... hit your trailer. But it never happened. No one's seen it. There's no cameras out the back of Marool in there that would have seen it. All they would have seen was a truck coming through the gantry at that time. Specific type of Vaudrey trailer that has the big thick aluminium pieces on the outside of the trailer at the joins. Yet. No one coming from that way. Forget a break. We need a break in the traffic to turn right anyway. So, no, you're not going can't see it anyway. Right, we've got our right brake traffic. All we need is a break in the traffic to come around here. It just saves us having to go down and do a U-bolt through 2 sets of traffic lights. It takes a little bit of time. Still right to the left. Slow car, and here comes the right traffic again. Yeah, so anyway, he left a couple of bits of clearance light on the ground, and there was a ratchet strap going around right on the corner, so it nearly tore that clean through, about 3/4 of the way through, and then embedded about seven pop rivet heads as well, got lodged in the strap. Alright, sneak out here, you go right instead of left. But there was a jolt, someone not paying attention in a service station. You'd think of all places you'd be... Why do you do that? Of all places you'd be... Alright, I just skipped a gear. Why must he talk and drive at the same time? He can't change gears while he talks. He cannot do two things at once. Go on in the comments, let me know how much of a muppet I am. And the funny thing is, Monday night, about 10 o'clock at night, going past the Windmills Parking Bay on the Hume, where that big that big truck accident happened. Went past there at 10 o'clock Monday night, and there's 4 trucks parked up in there. Obviously, not believing that lightning doesn't strike twice, but anyway, that is going to do it for this video. I do apologise, it was meant to be something else. I probably could re-film it. I was lucky enough to get the drone up today, even though it was blowing a gale. I can't commit to filming and then get up here and realise I can't get the drone because it's too windy or something, so you're probably going to get it anyway. And then maybe once more at the end of the year when we get back up here before they close down. But oh, headlights are on. So anyway, again, as I said at the front, a massive thank you for click and play and taking the time to watch the video. There is an enormous amount of content. Sorry if you hate that word. There are a shit ton of videos out there for people to watch. All sorts of lengths, all sorts of types. But I do appreciate that you click play on one of mine. As I said earlier, if you wanted to see more of the loading process inside the shed there, go back to Australian Made Steel. It's probably vlog 71 or 2, it'd be in the 70s I reckon, maybe even late 70s. And check that out. But otherwise, I've got a long night ahead of me. Head back to Sydney, 2 hours down, unhook, 2 hours back. And yeah, Vegas V4. I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm carting. Hopefully the bloke that loaded it for me has been here a while, so he knows his stuff, so hopefully he's loaded it properly, chained it down properly, or strapped it properly. And that's one less thing I have to worry about, because there are some issues that are going on at the moment, but that is not for here. Not unless I get, not unless I quit anyway, but anyway, that's it. All done, dusted, final call. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Later. Newcastle without someone trying to kill me. Welcome to the Starship Enterprise. And yes, I've been watching Clarkson's Farm too much. Dicky seed. So this is what we're packing. I've got no idea what breed it is. HTL, I'm guessing Hitachi, but it's the wrong colour yellow. So that one up there like that. As I said, we're going to have to use the timbers for ramps so the front doesn't hit. You could have gone forward a little bit more with it to make some more space, because the roof on this one's bouncing on the ramps, but the ramps that don't work.